Morning. Happy Friday. I'm not late this week. Woo! I rushed over even though it's been a rainy day in LA. I had to give myself extra time because traffic just gets crazy in the rain. I hope you're all doing well. Today, if you happen to have a strap or a towel, that would be awesome. Hector, excited for you, yay! Oh my gosh, I know, it's crazy. Well, we got the rain like crazy last night. It poured, and I'm so happy it happened last night because you guys got snow though, but it looks so gorgeous. I love when it snows in the desert. It looks so beautiful. My mom was sending me pictures from their backyard, and it looks so pretty. It's always such a nice like little treat, because I think the desert's such a gorgeous landscape, and then you like cover it with snow. I know, it's so fun. So fun. So it's been crazy weather, but it's good. I mean, we definitely need the rain, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited for you. Yay! Awesome, Lisa. So happy you're here too. Both of you love it. Yeah, I'm so sorry about it. Friends Zoom with. Oh my god, awesome! Love it. So before we get started, I want to do a little binding today, shoulder stuff. So if you've got a strap with you, it might be helpful. If you don't have a strap, it's fine. Like a towel, even like a hand towel. It doesn't have to be a big one, just something where you can connect your arms, your hands. So I know the strap is super long. If you have something a little bit thinner and longer, that would be great. We'll do some shoulder stuff at the beginning and kind of go through there. But I hope everyone is doing well. Last Friday of our month. I cannot believe it. January's over. We're headed already into February, so just chugging along this year. All right, well, that being said, why don't we go ahead and get moving? It's about that time. Kind of enjoying this final blast of what feels like winter weather. For those of us on the West Coast, we're just like, oh my gosh, weather is so exciting. So it's kind of nice. It changes up the energy and whatnot, which I love. So that being said, go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable seated position. And sitting nice and tall, go ahead and soften your shoulders. And your choice with your hands. I always like to face my palms up, especially for morning practice, because I feel morning is very much like just opening, kind of setting ourselves up for the day. But if you're feeling like a grounded situation, go ahead and turn. Thank you, Todd. Go ahead and turn those. I apologize. I do this on my phone, so every time, if you ever message while I'm teaching, just know if I don't respond, it's because I did not see it. So feel free to like Nicholas, keep reaching, because I have to I'm on my phone. I guess I should use my laptop. I don't know. Anyway. So your choice. If you want to bring those palms down towards the mat, it's a little bit more grounding. So if you're feeling like, the snow kind of got you all crazy jumbled up, or the month just, as we transition to a new month, if you need to ground yourself a bit more, go ahead and turn those palms down. Otherwise, palms up. Drawing the shoulders down your back, go ahead and lift your heart. Go ahead and soften your face gently. Close your eyes. And allowing your breath just to begin to deepen. I love a Friday morning practice because it is the end of our week, and although sometimes, especially now with work situations, maybe our days have seemed to be a little blurred together, but as best as you can, trying to bring some calming energy, settling energy to your body, to your mind, to your heart, and especially to your breath. And as you get your breath just a little bit deeper, And whether it's through your nose, through your mouth right now, again, I just want you to notice your breath. I want you to be able to physically feel your chest expanding, your ribs to the side. Your heart lifted. And we're going to start with 3 big rounds of breath. When you're ready, take a deep inhale through your nose. Out your mouth, let it go. And 2 more deep breath in. And release. 1 more deep breath in. And release. Now see if you can just gently press your lips together. Allowing your heart to lift, allowing your shoulders to soften. And whatever your goal might be for your practice this morning, whatever your intention is for your practice, maybe for your day or your weekend, setting that. And it can be simple, never overwhelm yourself. Just maybe just finding a lightness, a softening, anything. And when you're ready, gently lower your chin towards your chest, softly bow your head. And when you're ready, taking your time, gently begin to open your eyes, bring your gaze back up to neutral. Good morning, yogis. All right, go ahead and stay seated right where you are. I'm gonna turn a little bit more aligned with my mat and try to angle my camera a little bit so you can kind of see me as best as possible. Hopefully that works. Take an inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, lower. And again, big inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. 1 more here. Inhale, big reach up. Exhale, right arm reaches down. Go ahead and reach that left arm up and over. All right, so I'm going to say this just real quick because it's funny. I just mirrored you. I usually don't mirror because I kind of forget. I think it's like as if you're watching me in a live class. I started teaching group fitness again, so I started to mirror again. Come back to center. This is just a fun side note. And I went right into it. I said, bring your right hand down, which I would do in a group class, and I dropped my left arm. I'm not going to mirror through the whole practice. I'll keep doing my right side. It might look opposite to you. Just know we're always going to do both sides. So if you get mixed up on the wrong side, if you do one side the first time, just make sure you switch it for the next time. And go and bring yourself back to center. And exhale, gently release the things that go through my head as I teach a class. Let me tell you. Go and walk your hands out in front of you and just let your head drop down. A little bit of release into your lower back, but also a little bit into your hips too. Again, for my friends who are working hard from home, allowing those hips to gently release, especially a lot of times seated in those chairs, at your desk, at your computer. And take your time. As it feels okay, go ahead and start to play with it a little bit. Feel free to walk your hands over to one side, take it over to the left side, give it a little pull. I want to feel a nice stretch into that lower back, that nice reach as you send it over. And then taking your time, go ahead and bring yourself back to center. Take it the other direction. Taking 1 more round of breath here. And then go ahead and bring it all the way back to center one last time. Nice reach out. Again, allowing the shoulders to be soft, allowing the heart to pull forward. And when you're ready, taking your time, go and walk yourself all the way back up. Awesome. Now, one last thing here seated, but before we do that, notice how your legs are crossed. I want you to rock back. Switch the crossing of the leg. We always like to put our dominant leg forward. I always got one stronger side. It's all right. Just kind of even it out here. Now, if you have a towel, if you have a strap, awesome. I want you to go ahead and grab hold of it. We're just going to get a little bit into the shoulders before we get moving into all fours. So again, we've done this before. If you've been with me, nice and wide, you're going to take that strap or towel up and over and bring it back. If you happen to grab a much shorter dish towel, that is fine. You can keep moving through this just with the arms, nice and wide, or you can even do it with elbows. So again, just kind of trying to open up a little bit more through the shoulders. Of course, strap is preferable. If you happen to have one of those like stretchy ones, the TheraBand, right? You can use that as well too. There's a little give to it, but it still gets the job done. And a shoulder opener here. Taking about one more round. If you can shorten that grip just a little bit more, I know where it gets a little sticky. We all have that same area, I do too. It's right here, and I push my ribs forward, try to keep those ribs in. And I apologize, I'll take this bulky sweater off in just a moment. Taking one more. And after you complete that next round, if you have something that's a little shorter, or if it's stretchy, if it's a band, this won't work as well. You can still bend those elbows. Now, if you have something really tight and strong and you want to just try to pull that strap, pull that band apart, go for it. Usually I would say try to rip it. I don't necessarily know what you're using as a strap, so it might be something that could rip, a yoga strap. Good luck ripping it like this. So if you've got a yoga strap, go your best. Try to rip that strap. Might get a little shaky here. We're just opening up. And go ahead and gently release, bringing it down. Whew. All right, let's go and shift forward. Let's get into our cat-cows just to open up and release our lower back a bit more here. Go ahead and shift it forward. Go ahead and bring your wrist underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, right there on all fours. And then as you inhale, pull the heart forward. You're slightly wrapping the triceps, back your arm towards your hips. And then as you exhale, chin to chest, belly to spine, curl in. Connect your breath. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round. Keep moving through your cat-cow here. Costume change. Taking just a few more rounds here on your own. And then after you've done about 2 more, and feel free to get creative. If it feels like, oh, my neck, I can feel it in the side, go for it. Just kind of open it up a bit more. No right or wrong answer through your cat-cow. After you've done a couple more rounds here, I want you to keep your hips right over your knees. You're gonna open up a little bit deeper into the underarm, into the lat. Now a down dog, but on your knees. So don't pull your hips back like a child's pose. Keep your hips right aligned over those knees. Walk your hands out and gently press your heart down. Now if it doesn't get all the way down, that's fine. If it does and you bring that chin to the chest, awesome. Again, kind of just varies on your mobility here. Don't ever force anything, but use your breath. As you exhale, it helps us release the muscles a little bit more. When we get into things that are a bit tighter, your muscles instinctively, to protect your body, will engage. They will grip and they will tighten. They don't want you to overextend, to tear, to pull, to injure the joints. But as you use your breath, you're letting your body know, okay, I know this is happening. So it's okay for us to relax, sink a little bit deeper. One more round. And then bringing yourself back. Imagine that, the breath to calm the body. All right, go ahead and take those hands out. Again, gently wrapping the triceps back, index finger pointing forward to the top of your mat. Lift your hips and go ahead and take that pedaling, that movement right back into those legs. Just a little bit more wiggle here. Release your neck, release your jaw. Again, just some movement. First down dog, always the toughest. My friend sent me a meme the other day that said, don't you hate it when your yoga instructor tells you that downward facing dog is a resting pose? After a while, it is supposed to be a bit of a recovery pose, but remember, you take child's pose anytime you need, because I definitely say your down dog is your rest. And I'm aware some of us are like, no, a down dog is not a rest. Once you're ready, go ahead and find stillness. Draw those shoulder blades up, let your head release down. Now, draw your lower ribs in, connect your core. Charge up your legs, reach your inner thighs back. Now, make sure you've got a nice distance here. As you inhale, shift forward into your first plank pose. Shoulders over wrist, belly lifted, strong through the legs. Take an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, as you inhale, as you have this distance for plank, this should be the exact same distance in your downward facing dog. So you shouldn't have to adjust your feet every time. And if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, down dog is so wide though, down dog is a pretty big stretch. It takes us a bit more time to get there, but know that we're going for a little bit of length. The more length you can get, the better. This next round here, go and bring it all the way forward. Soften your shoulders from your ears, knees up or down, bring it onto your belly. Now go ahead and bring those wrists right next to those ribs, elbows reaching in. Keep it low. As you inhale, take your cobra. Soften your shoulders. Now I'm really low here. I can still feel those ribs pressing, but I'm thinking of lifting my belly. Tailbone reaching towards your heels. Take another inhale. Exhale, gently lower. This time, feel free to press a little bit higher, maybe a little bit more weight into the hands. Inhale. But get those shoulders to be soft. No tension, none of this here. Get those upper traps down away from the ears. And exhale, lower. One more here. Pull your heart forward, maybe a little bit higher. And for this first round, feel free to just push back onto your knees, tuck your toes, hips up and back, a little pedal, down dog. And when you're ready, inhale. I want you to keep your hips nice and square. Float your right leg up. Pause here for a moment. And feel that nice square hip level so that we're not hiking this right hip up, not yet at least. Now feel the difference of when you open the hip. Any circles, any movement. Let that hip open up, but don't collapse through your left side. Press through that left arm. Lengthen through those left ribs. And then go ahead and bring that hip back down. As you exhale into nose, step your foot between your hands. Drop your left knee all the way down to your mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, float your arms up. Whew. Soften your shoulders down. Wrap your triceps forward. So again, never creating this tension here. We're trying to soften those shoulders down. Now I want you to interlace hands behind your back. We're going to open up the heart a little bit more. Open up the shoulders. Gently guide the knuckles down to the inside of your left thigh. And then as you do that, open your heart, open your throat a little bit more. Drawing your shoulders down, don't let the breath stop. Can you keep lifting that belly up towards the spine to really support that pelvic floor? Taking one more inhale. And exhale, gently release. Pause here, reach the heart forward, inhale. Exhale, shift your hips back, lengthen your front leg. Doesn't need to go all the way to straight. Go where it works for you. And bend. Two more, inhale. And lengthen. One more. And then shifting your foot forward, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. We're going right into it this morning. Reach the heart forward, shoulders soft. Now a soft bend through your back knee, Crescent Pose. Remember, when we're in Crescent and that back heel is lifted, a soft bend is perfectly acceptable for that back leg. I want you to feel a nice lift through this belly. Shoulders down, triceps wrapping forward. Nice, long, proud chest. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release your hands, planting your palms down, step all the way back, downward facing dog. Now we're really pushing here at the beginning, now we're really moving you. So again, slow down as you need. If you're like, Nicholas, I need a moment. Take a moment. Guess what? Child's pose. Sit and breathe. That is fine. Go where it works best for you. If you're ready for it, inhale, shift forward. Shoulders over wrist, knees up or down, exhale, lower. Now we're gonna take one more round here with those three little cobras. Untuck your toes. Inhale, pull the heart forward, shoulders soft. Exhale, lower. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Now this time, tucking your toes once you get to the top. Use your core, use your quads, your thighs lift. Bring it all the way up and back. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Out your mouth, let it go. Now, if you need to, you can walk the feet a little bit closer together at the back of your mat. Inhale, float your left leg up. Now again, try not to hike the hip. We know we're gonna open it in just a moment, but square it off the pelvis. So wrapping that left outer hip down for now. And then you control it. As you inhale, you can bend that top leg, and then maybe you take it over, maybe a couple circles, couple sways here to open the hip. So we just get a difference of, you know, sometimes we do have habits. I know I do, of what I like to do, of what feels right. I go into it automatically. But feel the difference of a parallel hip to an open hip. The more you can feel that, the more aligned your poses will be, the better balanced you'll be. Overall stacked, everything will be set. It's amazing. So feel that. Come back to a parallel hip. Soften that left outer hip down. As you exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Step your foot between your hands. Drop your right knee all the way down to the mat. As you inhale, sweep your arms up. Now lifting your belly, drawing your tailbone down. Soften your shoulders down. Now this time, as we interlace, I want you to change the interlace. So I'm bringing my fingers all the way together. Now imagine you're putting your other thumb, or not imagine, do it. Put your other thumb, your other index finger, align it up that way. Sometimes it feels like you're holding someone else's hand. But again, it's those habits that we have. Always interlace our hands the same way. Drawing the shoulders down, can you lift the heart up? But then can you lift the hip bones up? So that we're not just sinking into the joints, that we are supported I'm stretching, taking one more round of breath here. Exhale, gently release. Inhale, pull your heart forward. And as you exhale, shift your hips back, a little flex. And again, inhale forward. Exhale back. And one more, inhale forward. Exhale back. And then bring it forward, pausing here. Reaching that inner thigh forward, soften. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Keep reaching that heart towards the top of your mat. And as you inhale, float the arms all the way up. Woo, crescent pose. Front knee over ankle, shoulders soft. Now again, you can't see my back leg. There's a little bend in that back leg. I'm trying to lift the belly up. I'm trying to lengthen my tailbone down. Stacking my shoulders over my hips. Soften your jaw. Listen to your breath. One more inhale. And release. Plant your palms, step it back, downward facing dog. And if it feels good, take a nice deep inhale. Let it go. Inhale brings you forward. Now if you're ready for it, if you want that upward facing dog, you're going to exhale, you're going to lower halfway, pause. And then flip your toes, those hips don't need to touch. Press down, broaden, and then exhale. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And again, a little pedal, a little movement, whatever feels right. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Resetting Ujjayi, holding here. And then go ahead and come up high onto your toes, bend your knees. And a nice light little step, maybe a little hop to the top. Bring your big toes all the way together. Now it's our first time in the standing fold. Let the heart release down, shoulder blades lifted up. Bend your knees as much as you need. Table, blocks, chair, whatever you gotta hold on to. Shins, hands on shins. And as you inhale, take a nice little lift. Exhale, fold. Now you're thinking of coming halfway up. Now you don't wanna focus on looking up like this, and you might be looking at the screen. But once you find it, lengthen the back of that spine and lower. One more round here. Inhale, keep that cervical spine long. Belly drawn towards the spine. Lower. Soft bend in your knees, arms all the way overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Woo! Awesome work, yogis. All right, taking a moment here. Go ahead and come to the top of your mat. Go and keep your feet, big toes touching, tailbone down. We're gonna step back into these poses here. We're gonna start from our chair pose. So let's go ahead and heat up those legs. Arms released. And then as you inhale, bend your knees, float your arms up. Pausing here. Now, because we're going to get into the shoulders a bit later, I want you to keep this lift. Take an inhale. And just the arms, exhale, lower. Inhale, reach. And again, exhale, lower. Inhale, reach. One more, exhale, lower. Inhale, reach. And exhale, go and bring hands to heart. Pause. As you inhale, taking the balance, I want you to bring your left leg up. As you exhale, bend your right knee, step it all the way back. Crescent pose. Whew. Now we have already been in this crescent, but keeping that lift of the belly. Soften your shoulders down. Take your arms up and overhead. Now sinking those hips down. Can you sink just a little bit deeper, hugging that right outer hip back. Taking one more inhale here. Now take your arms, flip your palms forward, lengthen. And I want you to airplane your arms as you reach your torso out over your right thigh. Engage your core. We're using the center here to hold, to stabilize. Taking 2 more rounds of breath. One more inhale. And as you exhale, gently release your hands. Now, listen carefully. We're still going through this sequence. Shoulders soft. Take your back heel, drop it all the way down to the mat. Now align front heel, back big toe. We're going right into our warrior 2 here. Inhale, let's start to open up those hips. Send left arm forward, or excuse me, left arm back, right arm forward. Inner thigh reaching forward. Now this leg is already starting to feel some charge here because we've been using it now, our second standing pose with it. Put weight to the back leg. Press into that left pinky toe. Lengthen here, take 2 more rounds of breath. Soften shoulders down. One more. As you inhale, turn all 10 toes towards the left side of your mat. Pause. Exhale, bring the hands to heart. Bring your heels in, goddess pose. Send your knees out to the side. We're opening up those hips a bit more. Draw the belly in. Keeping those collarbones broad. Keep that heart lifted. Now I don't want you to go into full Garandasana. Full, it doesn't matter. I said the wrong Sanskrit name. You don't have to go fully into the pose from here, and I forget the English name. It's something silly like Whomping Willow or something, I don't know. Gently release and shift forward. Skandasana, there we go. I knew I could remember it. Reaching the heel out. Now from here, send your hips back. Just a little bit of opening here. Keep the palms planted. Reaching your heart forward. Pause, belly lifted. One more round of breath. And then bring it all the way back to center. Go and walk your hands all the way to the front. Take it all the way back to your lunge from the very top. Pause. Almost there. Almost there. You've got it. Finishing this side of the sequence. Left palm planted. Take your right arm up to the sky. Now our first big twist this morning. All right, this is enough. Stay here. We're going to work towards binding later. So if you can, take that top arm, rotate. Bring it towards your left hip. Open up that right shoulder just a bit more. Take another round of breath. And then go ahead and gently release your hand down. Now, that was a lot. We just went through a whole situation there. If you need a child's pose, take it. Down dog, take it. If you want that vinyasa to add a little bit more heat, go for it. Take that lift to lengthen. And then meet you back downward facing dog. Reset, take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Letting the head drop down, shoulder blades lift. A little shake through the head, through the neck. As you inhale, go ahead and bring yourself up onto your toes, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Feel free to take a light step or hop, bring it up. Inhale halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Arms overhead. And hands to heart. All right, how's it going, yogis? It's the first side. Now we're gonna do that whole thing to the other side. Again, feel free to move slower. If I'm moving a little quickly through those poses, take your time and then catch up where you can, catch up where it feels right. Big toes together, release the arms, shoulders soft, bend your knees, arms float, hips back. Now, wrap the triceps forward. And even here, this is my ribs, drawing them in, lengthening out, take an inhale. Just the arms, exhale. My shirt is super tight, so you can definitely see my ribs through this one. I think I needed to size up one on it. One more here. And exhale. One more, inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Now we're shifting into that balance. I want you to lift up, bring your right leg up, pause, and then step it all the way back. Crescent pose. As we shift up into crescent, lift through the belly. Now we've already been here. Floating those arms up, find that nice wrap of the triceps, a nice softening through your shoulders. Hugging left outer hip back. Now it's about your core. I want you to flip the palms forward. Feel that support. Your gaze shifts forward as you draw those shoulders away from the ears, hugging that left hip back, and then feel that core on fire. And we're not letting the shoulder heads drop down. Broaden the collarbones, lift the shoulder heads up. Scapula, shoulder blades, draw down your back towards your hips. Taking one more inhale here. Exhale, gently release. Now your back heel, I want you to drop it all the way to the mat. Front heel, walk it in just a little bit. Front heel to back big toe. So we're setting up warrior two. Your back foot is slightly rotated up. As you inhale, windmill. Right arm reaches back, left arm reaches forward, and then press your palms down. We want a nice bit of length through the waist. Typically our waist, we love to shift the torso forward here, bring it up, and then zipping up through the front of the body as you press the palms down. Just a couple rounds of breath here. Send that inner thigh forward. Open up through the thigh. Planting those palms down. Pressing. Don't think of holding. Press down. One more round of breath here. Inhale to lift. And go and bring hands to heart. Turn all 10 toes towards the right side of your mat. And then a little rotation of your heels in, kind of like a second position for my dancer friends. Exhale. Send the hips down. Now don't let the knees fall inward. Send the inner thighs out. We're trying to open up through the inner thighs. And then go ahead and reach those arms up and overhead this time. No tension through the shoulders, through the jaw. Keep it nice and steady. 2 more here. 1 more round of breath. And exhale, gently release your hands. Now you're shifting towards your back leg, which should be your right leg. If it's not, no worries. Whatever leg is at the back of your mat. You're trying to straighten that front leg. Now, I'm not dropping my hips all the way down. If you want to, you're welcome to. But again, just kind of getting into it. Just feeling that inner thigh. I want the inner thigh to wrap up of that front leg. Nice flex with the toes. And we're still in that support. 1 more round of breath here. And then go ahead and bring it all the way forward. Pause. Now you're rotating all the way back to the top of your mat. Woo. This is it of this sequence. Right hand plants down. Now keep lifting that right outer hip, send your left arm up. Take your rotation. Now feel that nice broadening here, that nice bit of length. Take your top arm, bring it back, and open it up. Now if that's too much to work towards that hip, don't worry about it. Taking another round of breath here. And on your next exhale, go and gently bring your hand all the way down to the mat. Pause, plant your palm, step it back. Child's pose, down dog, vinyasa, whatever works best for you. As you inhale, take the lift and lengthen, pressing those palms down. Exhale, hips up and back. Take a deep inhale. Out your mouth, let it go. And coming high up onto your toes, looking forward. Bend your knees, exhale, step or hop. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Arms overhead. And hands to heart. Whew. Awesome work, yogis. There was a lot going on in that sequence. Again, take it slowly, move as you can. We're gonna stay standing here at the top of the mat before we get back into those binds, but I'm gonna have you take a strap around your right shoulder. So if you have a strap of towel, here's where it would be useful. So put it on your right shoulder, and then we're gonna bring this left arm, we're gonna bring the left arm high to your upper back, and then your right arm is gonna rotate down and up. So I'll turn in just a moment. So ideally what we're trying to do is we're trying to interlace our fingers here behind our back. So if that doesn't happen, that's why you have the strap or towel, because you wanna have something to hold on to, because we're not just gonna do this, we're gonna add on to this pose here. So, go Mukasana, cow face pose. Some of these names are so funny. So left elbow is high, right shoulder's hugging back. And again, I have my nice shirt that's showing my ribs here. Not good, I love to stick my ribs out. Draw those ribs in. Now from here, keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot about 3 feet back. Both legs are straight. Hug your right outer hip back. And if you need, especially if there are any knee issues, a soft bend. Now, like we did in Crescent, we had that strong core. As you shifted forward, I want you to think of that. Reach your left elbow up. As you exhale, begin to reach your left elbow forward. Now, halfway is the goal. If you go further with a long spine, great. If you're higher, great. No pain in the lower back. Why? Because you're using your core. Wrapped all the way from that belly to the spine, drawing in. Keep reaching that left elbow forward and then lengthen through the back of your neck. And you should get a nice opening into that right shoulder. Take another inhale. And exhale. 1 more round of breath here. And bring yourself all the way back up. Woo, a little bend to that front knee and step to the top. Awesome work, release. If you're right-handed, you definitely felt that in the right shoulder. If you're left-handed, now it's your turn, that's me. So go ahead and switch that strap, that towel, whichever you have to the other side. From here, we're gonna take the left arm up high. Bring it to the upper back, right arm reaches down. Now again, grabbing your strap if you need it, your towel, no shame ever in using a prop. It means you know your body, you know what works for you, what doesn't. I'm sorry, I did the same side twice, I just realized that. Silly Nicholas. Right arm high, excuse me, left arm low. It's the reversing, sometimes I mirror, sometimes I don't. I never knew if it was better to mirror on the camera or not, so I never did it. Anyway, side note. Just make sure you're on the other side. And go ahead and step. Whatever elbow is high, you want to step that leg back. So the elbow that's low, that's the leg that stays forward. So if it's your left arm that's low, then it's your left leg that's in front. Lift your hip bones. Hug your left hip back. Reach your elbow up. Take a nice big reach here. And then as you exhale, again, you're connected through the core. You get this nice opening through your left shoulder. But while we're doing that, we're getting a hamstring stretch. We're grounding ourselves. We're reaching that heart. We're feeling that center. A lot of good going on here. Breathe into your pose. 2 more rounds. 1 more round of breath here. As you inhale, take your time, bring yourself back up. Woo! Bend that front knee, step it forward to the top. And go ahead and gently release. Ooh, that one I really felt. Again, my left shoulder is my dominant one, so it likes to get real tight. Stand tall, hands to shoulders. Just take a little opening here. Now we're not done with that prop, that strap just yet. I'll tuck you in. You might choose to go to a bind as we move on here, but it's up to you. All right, heading into our bind and balance here. Standing tall at the top of your mat, big toes together. Inhale, flip. Exhale, dive. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Step your left foot back. Drop your left heel down to the mat. And then from here, align. Warrior 2 legs. Front heel, align with back, big toe. Send your inner thigh forward. And as you inhale, wind your left arm up. Now, if you happen to throw your towel or whatever it was you're using strapped far away like I did, just bring it close to you. And then go and reset your warrior 2, just so it's easy to grab. Belly's lifted, extend. Now from here, just the forearm to thigh. Find that nice lift here. Now, for side angle, some of us, this is enough. This is perfect, especially maybe you're not headed quite to the full bind. This is awesome. You can play with it here. Rotate that top arm. Now what you're doing, let me turn a little bit more sideways. What that back arm is doing is I'm reaching for my thigh. My shoulders are soft, my heart is still lifted. Now for some of us, that's enough, and you're gonna stay just like that. That's perfect. Now for others of us, we might have started to reach that arm all the way down towards the mat. Perfect. You can still go for the same reach. Now if you're feeling like this is enough here, stay. The goal, technically, is to reach all the way underneath and get a full bind, full clasp underneath that thigh. But here's where we have the towel, the strap. So what you do is take it to the hand that's on top, so that way you can throw that strap around you, and then you can reach for whatever you're holding on to there. So it's underneath you, so you can kind of pull that heart forward. So we really want that heart to reach and the shoulders to open. You can play with shifting the gaze. A lot going on there. Back leg stays straight, and do not hold your breath. 2 more rounds. One more round of breath here. Taking your time, go and gently release. Woo! Bringing the hands down. Awesome work, yogis. Go and step all the way to the top of your mat. Let me turn it straight forward again. Let your head release. Pause. Now, if you need a bit of a break, go ahead and stay right where you are. Otherwise, you can take those feet just a little bit wider. Send your hips down. Send the heart up into a yogi squat. Any friends that have a hard time bringing their heels down to the mat like this, you can roll up your mat. If your heels are lifted here, you can place something underneath the heels. You can keep the hands down supported. Try not to just collapse into it. Support. If available, hands to heart, find that lift. Now again, if this is enough, stay here. It's a nice good stretch through the hips, ankles, knees. But if you want to take that balance, you know where we're going, crow pose. Go ahead and hug those elbows in. Lift those hips up. You're coming onto your toes. Look forward. And if today you're like, no way, Nicholas, that's fine. Play with it. Just see what it's like to shift weight into your hands. Maybe the toes lift. And again, it can be one at a time. You don't have to do them both. And as you're ready, maybe a shift, maybe a jump, maybe a hop back. Maybe you accidentally plop to the mat. That's all right. Sometimes falling forward does happen. You close your eyes, you tuck your head, you do what you can. Usually it's just our pride that gets hurt. Luckily, I can't see you. It's all virtual, so you're all good. Take a deep breath in. And let it go. Coming high up onto your toes, look forward. Bend your knees, see if you can get that nice spring hop up. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Arms overhead. And stand tall. All right, our last round here with our standing poses. Let me adjust my mat just a bit. Have your, again, strap, whatever you might use. I'll angle myself as I go so you can see what's going on behind my back. But from there, as you stand tall, making sure we're good. All right, big toes together. Inhale, float. Exhale, dive. Inhale, halfway. Go and step your right foot back. Left foot stays forward. And then adjust. So dropping your back heel. Left heel to back big toe. Align. Hug the hips in. Prop whatever is needed around you. Easy to grab just in case. Right arm windmills back. Left arm forward. Get that nice lift. Now find that length through the side waist. I'm not just sinking onto the shoulder. It's not supporting me here. My core is supporting me. I lift it through the side waist. And then my right arm reaches. Now, turn a little bit more diagonal. Take this top arm, rotate towards the back leg. And then it's the back of your hand, either reaching towards your bum, towards your thigh, wherever you can, and then open up that right shoulder. Now again, it's kind of how you decide. And you saw me sink deeper into this. I want you to do the same, because we're usually pushed back here like I was. Send it forward. Maybe that left hand down towards the mat. And if available, if it feels like you want to go for that bind, you're reaching underneath, or using your strap, your towel, you take it in the right hand, whichever hand is high, you bring it up and over, and you grab hold of that strap, of that towel to hold here. Keeping that lift. Try not to send your hips all the way back like this. If we were with the group, I'd say keep your hips on your mat. Your neighbors don't want your hips on their mat. What I wouldn't do to be in a group yoga class right now, but luckily we got this going on right here. That's pretty awesome. Taking one more round of breath, yogis. And exhale, gently release. Go on, bring your foot across. And step it forward. Now I like to give one more option of this crow. If once was enough, great. Sometimes, especially if it's the first time, you're kind of like, what just happened? What did you want me to do? Pick my feet up off the ground. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. If you just need more time here to slow things down, go for it right here. Otherwise, keeping that lift. And if you want it, plant the palms. Now do not drop your head. Keep your head forward. Keep your gaze forward. And then it's a lot of lift through the core. Everyone thinks it's just arms. I am so engaged in my core right now. My breath is shorter because of that. So I'm really trying to draw in to lift the hips up. Taking one more round of breath here. And then your choice. You can step it down. You can shoot those legs back. You can take it into a vinyasa or meet me back in down dog or child's pose. Nice little pedal. Take a deep breath in. Out your mouth, let it go. All right, let's go ahead and shift you forward. Bring you all the way onto your belly. Now, what we're gonna do, make sure, okay. Go and reach your arms alongside your hips. And then go and bring your big toes together. Now, this might be enough here with the stretch with the arms just alongside your hips. If it feels all right, we've gotten pretty open in the shoulders, you can interlace your fingers. Try not to lock your elbows out like this. Try to keep a soft bend. So it's not about the elbow joint doing the support. It's our muscles that are helping to open our chest. As you inhale, I want you to start to lift your heart, pausing here, and then see if you can add your legs. Don't worry about height. Pull your heart forward. Send your tailbone back. 2 more rounds here. One more round of breath. And exhale, gently release. You can rest your face on the mat if you like, your forehead, whatever feels best for you. Now, if that was enough, it's so funny, I can't see over my table here. If that was enough for you, awesome. You're gonna stick with that one more time. Change the interlace of your fingers. If you want a little bit more and you wanna take it all the way up into a bow pose, you're going to reach for your ankles, and I'll show now. So from here, draw your shoulders down, reach your arms back. Now, you're gonna reach for the outside, is it inside, outside of the ankles. You can technically reach for the inside, but that's real intense, so we're gonna hold off on that for now. We're gonna reach for the outside. Now, the knees want to go to the side, don't let them. Draw the knees in towards each other. Now use your legs. As you inhale, I want you to think of kicking your heart forward, or kicking the legs back to help lift your heart forward. Notice I didn't say up. Yes, the heart's gonna lift, but think of going forward. 2 more rounds. 1 more round of breath here. And gently release. If you did move into bow, or Dhanurasana, you can bring your hands all the way down towards the mat. You can even rest your forehead, and then just a gentle windmill to help release a little bit through that lower back. One more round here. And then go ahead and gently release your feet, bring your hands, and then go and bring it on up. Awesome work, yogis. We're gonna set into a down dog again, but I want you to go ahead and take that down dog and then lift your heels. I'm loving, there's a dog on the couch. Not a random dog, I know, it's my cousin's dog. Anyway, he moved over to get a better view, I suppose. He's judging my practice. I want you to bend your knees, press your hips back. Let the heart drop down. And gently release. All right, let's go and take that right knee forward. And I'm gonna set up for a little single pigeon pose action. Hugging your right outer hip back, draw the belly up. Most importantly, make sure this knee feels okay, it feels stable, feels safe, there's no pulling, there's no forcing. Again, grab a pillow if you need. Something to place under your hip, a blanket for support. Draw your shoulders down. And then taking your time as you work the arms out, if that feels good for you. You can keep going as you lower down. Now, allowing your mind to settle. Don't let it get too caught up on your day, on what's going on after this. Just being here, we've only got a few more minutes left. And on your next inhale, take your time. Now, a couple options. We can move into wild thing as it's referred to, or you flip the leg all the way over. Or you can do what we did earlier and just swing your leg up, give it a little swing, a little sway, opening up the hip. So I'm gonna leave that up to you. So option A would be to go here, just kind of opening up the hip. We'll meet back in down dog. Otherwise, you can start to reach that right foot all the way down to the floor. Left leg stays straight, and you lift your hips up, squeezing the bum, and then reach up to the sky and reach it over. Kind of like a little back bend, heart opener situation. Taking a couple more rounds of breath here. One more round. And taking your time, slowly bring it back to center. Ooh. Do what you need to reset. And as you're ready, we'll head into the second side. Your left knee will come forward. You'll gently hug that left hip back. Taking some time, drawing your shoulders down. No pain in your knee. Support your hips as you need. Feel free to gently fold and release. Now, again, just making sure that you're staying focused with your breath, with your intention. You're almost there. And especially as we start to get out of just the moving from one pose to the next, as quickly we slow things down, that's when, all right, the thoughts kick back in. So see if you can challenge yourself. Focus on your breath. And as you're ready, your next inhale, take your time. Slowly walk your hands up, pause, tuck your back toes. Now whatever you did on the other side, try to match it here. So if you just did a little leg lift and you swung that leg, go for it. If you went all the way over and you flipped, and you lifted those hips, reach back, go for it. Not on the camera. Yeah. Left leg is bent, right leg is straight. Hips are lifting up. It's a nice opening through the heart, through the chest. Taking your time. One more round here. And then go ahead and gently release, bringing it back. Ooh, send those hips up. Take a deep breath in. Out your mouth, let it go. And then go ahead and bring yourself all the way down onto your hips. You can hop it, you can slide it forward. Whatever works best for you. All right, one last time. Again, the strap might be useful for you. So having it nearby just in case. I want you to go ahead and reach your reach your right leg straight out. So keeping that right leg straight, flex your toes, bend your left. Now, as I face straight on. So notice how as I bent my left leg, I do not have my foot next to my thigh. There's separation because our hips, you know, the natural hip width is what I'm going for. It's easier that way. This is just automatic, we think of that, but give yourself a little space. Again, if you need a pillow, if you need something to sit upright, you feel like you're just sinking back, sit up onto a pillow. You can even move here onto a chair because we're gonna work our way into a twist. Right hand behind you, left arm up, bring it to the inside. Now don't let the knee fall to the side. Hug in and you're gonna open up. I'm starting to rotate towards my right. So for some of us, this is enough here. We're getting a nice twist. There's an option here because we've been binding. You can reach forward. You can wrap this left arm back. Let me see this way. Wrap this left arm back and see how I did round to get into it. But then I'm reaching around with my right hand all the way in the back. And then I'm starting to lift back up again. So here's where you might. This one is a little trickier if you don't have someone to kind of hand you the strap. I do understand that. So if it doesn't happen all the way, maybe you just get halfway. That's perfect. Go where you can. It's just a little fun to play with it. If I were there right now and anyone needed help, I would hand them a strap and here you go, you're almost there. But I'm sure you all are doing great on your own. One more breath. And then go ahead and gently release. Bring it back to center and go ahead and switch. Sending your left leg forward now, bring your right leg back. Now I forgot to talk about this leg, this reaching out. Keep a nice flex, keep the leg active. Even though it's not moving much, keep it active. Left hand behind you, right arm high. I'll angle this way a bit more. And then bring it to the inside. Lift your heart up and then exhale, twist to your left. It is raining here in LA. It is so crazy when we get weather. I mean, I'm from Arizona, so it's the same thing in Arizona too. When we get weather, it's like, oh, there's weather. I love it. I love it for like a couple days. And then I'm like, all right, where's the sun? But it's nice. We need the rain. If you want to take it into that bind, go for it. And then lifting that heart up. The thing is, like, it's already crazy driving in LA and then driving LA with rain. Anyone who's here from the West Coast is like, you people don't know how to drive in this weather. Take an inhale. Exhale. One more round here. And then go ahead and bring yourself all the way back to center. And go ahead and extend those legs out. One last forward fold here. Reaching those heels out. Go ahead and take the skin of your bum. Just gently lift it up. Flex through the feet. Inhale, reach. And as you exhale, go ahead and take a fold. Now, try not to let the pinky toes roll forward and the big toes roll towards you. Keep it even. And even here, if you don't quite reach the feet, that's fine. They don't have to touch, but if you want a little length, use your strap. Get it out of the shoulders. No tension there. There he goes. He's done with yoga now. Take another breath. One more round here. And bring yourself all the way up. And let's go ahead and bend our knees. Roll it onto the back. Now one last thing, I'm only gonna do a bridge. If you wanna take it into a wheel, you are welcome to, if you know what that is. If you don't know, flipping the palms, pressing the hips up. But I'm just gonna suggest just for this one, because we're trying to ground it and cool it just a bit more. Feet are hips width. Brush your heels with your fingertips. And as you exhale, go ahead and send those hips up to the sky. Interlace again behind your back, and then gently draw your shoulder blades together. Now, send your tailbone forward, and then sending your hip bones up toward your ribs. And then engage the back of your thighs. You don't think of just squeezing your bum. Think of engaging all the way through your hamstrings to lift up. Keep your chin reaching up towards the ceiling. Don't let your neck press into the mat. It's the back of your head and your shoulders. 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more round of breath here. And exhale to release. Pause. Settle. And then go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Give them a little hug. A little sway side to side. And then from here, go ahead and bring your forehead all the way up to your knees. Take an inhale. As you exhale, curling up. Pause the top for an inhale. And as you exhale, gently release all the way down onto your mat. Turning your palms up, gently drawing your shoulder blades towards each other. And settling here. And as you begin to find stillness, take a nice, comfortable inhale. Gentle sigh out your mouth. And let your practice, your work, all your effort, anything that you just went through right now, let it settle into your body. Whether you got every pose, whether you were just sitting and breathing and meditating, again, all of that is yoga. Yoga's not just about how great or how many poses you can do. So absorbing all your effort, your time. And then find stillness for the next few moments. And gently begin to deepen your breath. Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Reaching your arms over your head, take a long stretch. And bending your knees. When you're ready, roll to your side, allow your breath to deepen. And your next exhale, take your time, bring yourself all the way up. And go ahead and cross at your shins, just like how we started. This time go and bring your hands together to heart center. And just taking a moment as we close out the week, first month of the year. I like to think of this rain as kind of just a cleansing time that we're having, a bit of a reset. I do say so myself for this upcoming year. And just leading with love, with positivity, as best as we can. Taking a deep breath in. And release. And again, deep breath in. And release. One more deep breath in. And release. And leaving here with a little bit more space, a little bit more calm, and a little bit more compassion, not only for others, but most importantly for yourselves. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining me. I hope all the binding stuff made sense. I know when I do certain poses with camera stuff, it's hard because I'm trying to make sure you can see me. But anyway, hope it was all good. Stay dry, stay safe out there. I believe a storm is hitting Arizona soon as well, or you guys are getting another storm. But enjoying the rain, enjoying the weather, something fun, because I know we don't get this kind of stuff often. And I know Arizona had a very dry. Thank you both. a very dry monsoon, which was so sad. I was in Arizona for the summer. I was like, where's the rain? But anyway, have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your last couple days of January. And I will see you again next week. Think about your cousin's dog. I know, it's like the judgment. He's always he like moved, and I forgot he was on the couch. It was hilarious because he sat on the couch and then he ran across the couch and it like caught my eye because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not alone in the apartment. And it's funny because I get so caught up in my yoga practice, and then I look over him and he's a Shih Tzu, and so he's got these big bulging eyes, and I feel like he looks at me sometimes with judgment, like, what are you doing? Oh, get out of here, Billy. Anyway, you'll have a great weekend.